Are you actually losing fat on Ozempic, or is your muscle disappearing instead? I'm a GLP-1 performance coach, PhD, registered dietitian, and I've been working with GLP-1 clients now for nearly 2 years. One of the biggest issues I see is people think that they're making progress and the number on the scale is going down and they feel good about that. But when you look at them physically, and their body's telling a different story. In this video, I'll walk you through three overlooked signs that you're losing muscle and too much of it and not fat, and exactly what to do if you're starting to look skinny fat. And that's kind of what's going on here. Skinny fat. I said it. So let's dive in. First, if your weight is dropping quickly, but your strength and your stamina is going along with it, that's a red flag. And just be aware of that. Fat loss shouldn't make you feel weaker. And if it does, your muscle is likely taking a hit. And just to tell you a story, I had a client a couple months ago, came to me, started Zepbound. This was his first session with me. And he was excited about the fact that he had lost 11 pounds in 7 days. And while I celebrated that and the weight loss, I also had to be realistic with him and tell him that the majority of that was not fat. It was not. He was losing way too much muscle, and that amount of weight loss is not sustainable. So have you noticed any signs of muscle loss since starting your Ozempic or Zepbound or other GLP-1? Or are you worried that it might be happening to you? Just drop a comment below. I'd love to hear what your experience has been like, and if you feel like you're losing too much muscle right now. So the second sign is that you might weigh less. Your clothes might fit looser, but when you look in the mirror, you think, why do I look flatter? Why I'm looking flabby or squishy even? That's the classic skinny fat shift. And it means that your body composition is changing, but it's changing in the wrong direction. You're losing too much muscle, and that muscle tone is just disappearing. That's not what we want. And then the third sign is when you do a body scan, like a DEXA, which is something I always recommend my clients do. Do a DEXA scan or an in-body scan and track their body composition over time. Or you can even use a tape measure, can tell you what the scale can't. If you're shrinking in areas like your arms, your thighs, your glutes, but your belly, it won't budge, you're probably losing too much muscle and not as much fat. And no one wants to end up with and you've seen this, little beanpole arms and beanpole legs, and you got this big belly. And so to quote an old country comedian, some of you can relate to this, Jeff Foxworthy, there's your sign. That's it. And so I always want to have folks tracking body composition to see what's going on. Losing too much muscle is just one mistake GLP-1 users make. There's a bunch more. So many, I created a free resource, the top 5 GLP-1 mistakes users make and how to avoid them. If you want that free resource, just type in the comments below the number 5, and I'll send that straight over to you. And here's a bonus tip for you. If you're not strength training or eating enough protein, I know you may hear that a lot, you're almost guaranteed to be losing more muscle than you need to on your GLP-1 medicine. But the good news is hopefully you're catching this early. And that's the big thing, is that you're aware of it. And being aware means you can do something about it. And when you know better, you can do better, and you can turn this around fast. And it really starts with the food that you're eating and the exercise. So if you want to keep momentum going, what's my next video? If you're interested in learning what foods I recommend to eat when you're on your Ozempic and your GLP-1 medicines without losing fat. And guess what? Most of them are high protein. We'll see you there.